Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild, and after our meetup with KMax, we are back on the original parking position facing towards Mars. And now let us see what we want to do, or what I want to do. I want to work on this room here. And we were in here in the first episode of the meetup with KMax, and we stood around this a table here, and that's a thing I want to return to, not standing around the table here, but I need something like a CIC or something like that would be nice, a room that I can use to get information from. So what's going on in the space around me, what is the status of the ship, and what is the status of the weapons and all that stuff. Not that it is really, because I'm alone and I don't have a big crew here with me that runs around the halls, but something like that. Today is not my day when it comes to speaking English. And yeah, but I want to have something like that on the ship. I know that the CIC normally, I think, is not so close to the bridge, but if I want to run around, we should be able to do that. So what I want to do is maybe have a second one of these holo tables. This is not Diggy's holo table. This is I would have to look it up right now, but Diggy has a link on his holo projection thing. So this holotable is kind of a projector, and the ship is a small projection. And Diggy made a mod that makes projectors being able to project these small miniature ships, and the table itself is then something that another modder did and combined it with that. So the table works in conjunction with these mod there. So what I want to do is I want to take a look, and I want to get this done so that I hopefully can get the newer version of this at one point. So let me keep projection. Yes, that should at one point change to the newest iteration. Yes, nice, good. It again, these options, the load this ship and projector mode, that's coming from Diggy's mod, all this, and you get that on all your projectors now. That's why I'm saying that in principle this is a projector and not a hollow something table. Good. I, by the way, hope that you like the episode with KMax. I was pretty happy that he came around to just do a bit of recording with me. I really like his channel, and so I wanted to definitely go and do something with him, and I hope that in the future I can do that more often. I talk about that a lot, but I really want to get together with more YouTubers or with more Space Engineers players that hopefully can at one point. Okay, what do I want? I have the main with chair and then console cockpit with display. I think these would be a lot nicer than console cockpit with HUD. I want to see the difference between these two. This is Colt's consoles, and this is a mod I had for a while in the game, but at one point just dismissed it. And I wanted to bring it back because one thing that you need for a CIC is a lot of seats with a lot of monitors and all that stuff. We have a bit of the problem that now this is this an outer wall? Oh yeah, it's the bridge's outer wall. So we have a bit of the problem that now some blocks get colored in. Maybe we could just color in the rest of these and then have this as a black wall. Could work out. I want to get rid of this. Ooh, that's loud. I hope it's not too loud in the recording later. Maybe I bring that down a bit because on my headphones it sounds awfully loud. Good. These cold consoles, I really like them. The amount of detail work that went into them is kind of pretty. I'm not sure if they break the game for me in any way or so, but I hope not. So the main focus will be that I want to have displays on here where I can get all the statuses of Tim, for example, or something like that. So it would be neat to be able to see stuff like that, and I wanted to have a room that can fulfill this function. I would say, let's say it that way. And the CIC thing is basically the explanation why the ship has something like that. Or I hope that's a good enough explanation to get around what I'm doing here. I need to get more of these consoles on the hotbar. So, and on this other table, I have the feeling I should display something else than the ship. I'm not sure if there's ways to... I know that there are radar mods that can show you the area around the ship. Maybe I can figure something like this out. But first, again, I want to have displays here. Let me start out with some LCDs. The middle console there will be LCD, will be the... Okay, it doesn't reach. That's okay. And I think having a too high wall should be enough. Big displays for displaying the real things, I would say, and the middle ones for displaying, I don't know, maybe some information from the automatic or the LCD script that we can use. But again, I want to mainly have some monitors showing me the TIM data. I will also put some at where the TIM stuff is stored right now. That's the room back there, maybe somewhere up there. But having a centralized room for these information would be nice. Good. Let me grab some more of these consoles, and then we take a look at how they look, what we want to place from them. I've set up the LCD screens too, and the first time I'm using this spanning mechanism, and that is really neat. TIM does that on its own, so we don't have to set up anything else. That's really neat. No, it doesn't set up, it kind of sets it up on its own. Let me just show you for a second. So if you have screens and it needs to be the same screen, then you can just span them by using this command. This is the span command, and then you tell him it's 1, 2, 3 screens wide, or however you want it. And then you just tell him 2 screens high, that's the height, and then you get this. And the nice thing is that you also can just change the size of the font of this screen, the top one. It's always the top left one that you set up. All else will be set up automatically. It wouldn't work here because there are the 2 small ones in there, but here it worked perfectly with the same screen. And I could just set up the font size in this screen and it took it automatically for this one. That's really, really neat. Good to see that. Yeah, now we have all the information that we at least need when it comes to having having enough materials. That mainly is the main problem that I have. So the CIC is more about I don't have enough stuff than that it is on there's enemies all around us, we will shoot back and all this stuff. What is this? That's good to see again, and we are good on a lot of stuff. I went out and did a lot of digging when it comes to that. So I found a lot of although it's empty, I found a lot of magnesium. I found ice, gold, cobalt, all this stuff. The only thing that I couldn't find is silver, and I'm not sure, is it now that you can find silver only in certain areas? I know that I found an asteroid somewhere that some time ago that also was able to give me silver. Here, silver, cobalt on the planet. Silver, this must be an asteroid, I would say. And that's a bit weird because I don't need a lot of silver, but sometimes it calms me down when I know that I have everything that I really need. But first, we will take a look at some consoles. I discovered that Cold also has these overhead consoles. We have the problem here that, overhead we don't have. Oh, we could put something on the wall and then hang them from there. That would work too. Maybe on the sides here where we have the space for that. Could be a neat thing. What's the difference between these two? Oh, okay, this one is with not so much backing. And this is, we are able to hang this on the wall. Although there's something connecting it. Yeah, there up top. There's something that calls for a connection up top. We can do that. Let me first take a look at this. The nice thing is that they kind of fit in with each other. So we have these two, for example, and then we could put one with a chair here, and I want to have a corner. So we let the monitors run around this wall too. I just want to have one space where I can, man, this is loud. I have to go down more. I wanted to bring the audio back a bit, and I had it somewhere here, but the audio is really hard to control. I tested it in the footage that I already recorded, and I hope it's not too loud. But I wanted to give us a bit of audio back so that you can hear when I'm welding and when I'm walking around or something. But this is loud, and I'm not sure if that's right. So let us take a look at these. These are flat console cockpit with, okay, these are cockpit monitors. And this is with HUD. What does that mean with HUD? So we can see, okay, we can see HUD on here. So maybe we don't use these because these are basically 4 cockpits, and maybe we can... Can I sit down on these? Oh, that's bad. I thought I could sit down on these. Is there one that... I'm sure that I can sit down on the cockpit consoles, but that the main thing doesn't have a seat, that's not nice. I want to be able to sit down. Okay, that's the console main without a seat. And somewhere down here is the console main that I have there in the middle. Where is it? Ah, there. And I can't sit on this. Oh, I can. Does the ship move when I use this? Oh, it does. So it works like a normal cockpit. I would like it if it wouldn't work like a cockpit. If I could just sit down, I could turn the whole thing off and say don't control anything. But I'm not sure. And then we talked about that the gyros still work. So the only thing I could do is go to the main cockpit and really say, okay, this is the main cockpit. So let us try to do that. The problem is that I think I cannot steer it with a remote control then anymore. So now it's not turning, but it tells me that this is not the main cockpit. Will that go away after a while? No. Ah, that's all not really nice. That's one thing that I'm really missing. That I can't have seats or information panels. Basically, that I can't steer the ship with. That I can just see, okay, maybe it would be nice to have some information on there, or something like that. Seats for guns, for gunners, or whatsoever. But okay, now that I see that I can sit down here, I think I will put down some more of these. These would be nice on the bridge itself, to have some consoles there that have more screens than the one that we have there, but it has overhead. It has overhead monitors. That's not nice. Is this one better? Yes, this one is nicer. It has the HUD, but I want to be able to have seats that are not so bulky for the bridge. I want to have more. Maybe I change out the main seats there. The bridge comes later, so let us go for this one and just use the main thing again. Now I have to search for it again and go and place some more down it looks nicer than these flat things. And again, I want to have seats. These will come in later. Turret controllers. I have to take a look how they work. This is a mod that I downloaded where you basically can control all the turrets on the ship with one a crosshair, basically. So I think you control one turret and then all the other turrets shoot in the same direction. By the way, I tested out the smart turret mod. This doesn't, it works, but it makes the game slow as hell. So I have to test this a little bit more. Do I have other than these flat consoles here that also show me information? Console cockpit. Yeah, there's only the other main console, and this seems to be very bulky. So maybe we just really go with the flat ones. Have some here, and then another flat one here. The same here. Another seat, I would say, and then we can go and close this off. Maybe we can use the other round to close it off. Yes, that I could do that here too. Come on. Man, these things are crazy. I use these to close it off because then I have still space for other things. We will use these as a runaround thing and maybe have some consoles here on these pillars. I want to have this room open, so I will just use windows here to close this off. Let me get rid. No, I want to have the overhead ones. I want to still have writing is hard. Oh, I'm working still with coloring the inside will happen later, except for the view, yeah, things where it breaks through, basically. Okay, this works. And then maybe have these things. Ship control. Rocket. Plasma turrets, because I never tested the plasma turrets. And now the question is, what happens if I use these? And maybe I would just set up a normal control console next to it, because I think we just need one of these. Oh yeah. You can see that. I don't know if you can see that, but the Skalbjörn turrets, they react to that. It seems the other ones don't. Not sure if I have to set that up, but that's neat. That's easier than I thought it would be. Cool thing. Not that it is really needed. I normally don't want to control the turrets. It would be nice if the... What the? It would be nice if the smart turret mod would work. That would be a lot easier, I think. Okay, I will set up some consoles here, but the normal ones, the flat ones, on the sides, so that a controller can sit there and then work with that. We still have the controls here and the controls here, and then a controller, something can sit here, can take a look at the ship, and has maybe the ability with the hotbar to change some things. That would be neat. I have a bit of a space here, so the first thing that I now want to do is get my normal blocks back, and then have some half blocks here. What we could put there is lights, or we could put some of the some of these hanging monitors here. Should we use them with the... I think we should use them with a block behind it. That gives it a bit more character, I have the feeling. One thing... It would be nice if they would work, if we could really display something on there. But that gives... I think that gives it a bit more character than having just the empty ones here. Yes. Nice. They are not colorable, I think. Could that be? Oh. Oh, that's neat. Can you set these up as buttons? No. Okay, you can just go into the console with that, and you can do that with these too. I thought that it would be nice if you could set these up as buttons for something. Red alert or whatsoever. And I need light in here. I'm not sure if this is all that I will do. There might be some stuff I do later. I want to, for example, one thing that I always get is I want to have a way to reset these things. So when I say go to no random movement, idle movement, that's the word I search for. There's no way to just press a button and say go to the normal position. You always have to reload the game, then they do that automatically. But I added some turrets here, some personal turrets or the small turrets, to have some thing to fight off enemies or something like that. So if something gets in here that's not allowed to be in here, it will get shot. That's neat. I changed out the windows. I think these are more suitable for a CIC. It gives it more of a closed off look, and it gives the feeling that you could close these shutters and then everything would be sealed off. I don't even know if these things are airtight, so this is just for looks. Then I brought in this physical barrier in between the consoles and the main section here, where you can check the status of the ship and all this stuff. And I brought in a different ship. I hope some of you still know this one. This is the Empress. That's the last blueprint I have of her, and it's way away from what I had later, but I brought her in here, and I'm a bit of another nice big ship in here. So the consoles now span more than just until here. I went a bit more. The turret control will go to the bridge. I would say that's, I think, on the bridge a bit neater than to have it in here. It looked awful with the cold consoles, and then this turret control there, somewhere in there, that they don't work together. Some more screens so that I can have, I don't know, whatever I want on there. Maybe there is some radar scripts or something like that I can get running. That would be neat. Then I brought in these lockers to have a way to, I don't know, it's all pretend here, store weapons. I know that there are weapons lockers. Maybe I take a look at these, and then maybe I bring something in there, and then a seat in the corner to, don't know, if someone comes in here that needs to just sit there in the corner. But from here now we can view our screens and then yell at everybody that's in here and say, give me this readout, and then I don't know how this works. I really don't know. Okay, normal display, that's what I wanted to have. I'm completely irritated by by all the blips in the corners. That's one thing. Turn off all these GPS points and then I don't know. Good people. Just normal lights. I wanted to have these hanging lights from the Ixtras thing, but they are spotlights, and then I have weird, yeah, really light beams in here that I don't want to have in here. It's a bit dimly lit. I went down with all the settings a bit, so it's just mainly the light of the monitors, and maybe I will go in and have something, if I could do that, to change them from white to red. I will have to see if that's possible. That would be neat to have the room dimly red lit, although it's completely unnecessary in here. Good. Okay, people, hope you like this build. It's just a bit of a build that I wanted to do and show off. Good. But I will end the episode here now. I think I'm running long again, and so maybe we. Oh yeah, by the way, I moved the air vent to up there. Yeah, I don't want to run my episodes as long anymore, and so I have to cut it here, I would say. Yeah, the next time, if some of you really know how CICs work, and don't know, maybe we have people from the Navy in the viewers, or under the viewers, maybe some people know how CICs really work and can let me know. That would be neat. Yeah, I don't know, maybe there's things I overlook that should be worked out differently, so that, I don't know, I get a better overview over everything. I don't know. Good people, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on it, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.